This might be super shallow, but there's so many beautiful women in the world and all the men are collectively ugly.
Another list of reasons why I hate men. Men are sloppy. Men are hypocrites. Men are always in secret competition with women. Men are insensitive. Men are liabilities. Men are the downfall of humanity. Men are spiteful. Men are disingenuous. Men are monsters. Men are laughable. Men are cowards. Men prevent women from reaching their full potential. Men are problematic. Men are inappropriate. Men are boring. Men are draining. Men are dirty. Men are opportunists. Men are energy-sucking vampires. Men are imposters. Men will take advantage of you if you're too nice to them. Men are fickle. Men are narcissistic. Men are troublesome. And men are predators. I hope you enjoyed today's list. Do what my shirt says and create peace among worlds. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
I fumbled the man I probably should have married, and I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did. This is an accountability post. I met him on Hinge, and this was back when the algorithm was working a lot better, and it was like 2022, I believe. I didn't like his profile. I just knew he was gonna like me, and the next day he did. Normally I name names, but just in case he has a new girl and they're at peace, I don't want to disrupt his situation, so I'm not gonna name his name. But anyway, we met up quickly, we went on a date, and we ended up being like glued to each other pretty fast. We were like in a relationship within like a month, I believe. He locked it down. He was not trying to see me single. This man was fine. He was like 6'3", buff, long hair. He looked like Roman Reigns. Society would easily give him a 9, easily. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But frankly, his looks were pretty irrelevant, honestly. He actually was very kind, very sweet, very empathetic, very emotional, very in tune with his emotions, but also quite emotional. And, you know, he just had a lot of very positive traits. The number one being, he did not play about me at all. We went to brunch with his brother and sister-in-law, and they were kind of cold, like not really like, I don't know, warming up to me. And he called that out immediately. He was like, absolutely not. When his brother was not trying to get to know me after like we had met, he was like, can you put more effort in with Britt? Like, that's my girl. Like, put some respect on Britt's name. Like, he did not play about me at all. I had never in my life dated a man like that. I had never dated a man who was on my side. Like, who, like, I don't know, defended me. I've never had that before. He also impressed my parents. My mom liked him a lot. She said I broke his heart, and honestly, I agree. But yes, my parents liked him a lot. So we dated for like 6 months, and I kept feeling like something was just missing throughout the relationship. Like, something just felt like it was missing. And I would communicate that to him, like, oh, I like you a lot. I love you, but like, something's just missing. And I didn't know what it was, and this poor guy was just doing his best to try to figure out what was missing, like trying to make adjustments, but like he just couldn't figure it out, and neither could I, because I didn't have the self-awareness that I have now. What was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to like truly heal myself after my relationship prior to him, which was with an abusive guy. Very abusive, emotionally avoidant guy, emotionally unavailable, everything. Okay, I had not healed from that. Not enough to be with a person who was safe. And so one day when he pissed me off, I broke up with him like on a whim. Because the majority of my prior relationships were with like antagonistic men, I was not ready to receive someone who was safe and loving and kind and caring. Maybe I didn't think I deserved it. Maybe I couldn't recognize what it was. My nervous system didn't know what to do with safe. My parents were kind of emotionally unavailable. Growing up in that dynamic, you kind of look for that in partners as well. So I ended up with emotionally unavailable men back to back to back. That brings me to my next point. For a while, what I felt like the relationship was lacking was him being a true leader. He would defer to me to make a lot of decisions because he felt like I was more intelligent than him. He would want me to like plan stuff. He would want me to just like make a lot of choices that I felt like the man should make. And I just didn't want to do that. I wanted like a leader in the way that I saw leader, how I viewed it. But like, knowing that he has weaknesses and that I have strengths, and then deferring to me where he's weak and letting him take the reins where he's strong is leadership. Like, okay, he could lead when it comes to protecting and providing and whatever, but he may have needed help with planning and stuff that he's not so good at. But I just couldn't see that at the time because I was dumb. I thought I needed 10 out of 10 boxes checked. But relationships are not found, they are built. Soulmates are built. Boxes can be built. If the person is at 7 or 8 and the last 2 need some work, you can meet them halfway. They can meet you halfway. Adjustments can be made. You don't have to break up. So though he had 8 of my 10 boxes, I was still too traumatized to accept him. I couldn't regulate my own nervous system fully yet. I had gotten to that point at 25 and met a very abusive man at 26, and I lost all my progress. So I still needed chaos, and I ruined it. The next guy I dated after that ended up being another avoidant who was emotionally unavailable and ended up breaking my heart worse than anybody else I'd ever experienced in my entire life. So I got my karma pretty fast, I guess. Let this be a lesson. If you've met someone who's good, they protect you well, They show up, they love you, but you feel like something's missing or something feels off or whatever the case may be, or it feels boring. Make sure that something is not just the trauma that you're used to. Make sure that, you have healed enough to even receive what they're offering you. You don't need a perfect man. You just need a man that checks enough boxes that you can work with the rest. Anyway, that angel wasn't even on social media like that, so he'll probably never see this, but still, you do see this. I hope you're doing great.
Kudos to her for taking accountability, because most of these women would hack their arm off then own up. This clip also sadly reaffirms the saying which is as old as day: nice guys finish last. Another hot take which I think every man should take note of is the saying which goes as follows: you're the first guy to treat me right. Dear male viewer, if the woman you've recently let into your life utters such words, for your sake, dump her. Women crave chaos, and that's been proven time and again. Note that during their relationship, she always felt as if something was amiss. And according to her, the dude was perfect and looked like Roman Reigns, a hunk of a man. No Diddy. But even that wasn't enough. Also, pay attention to the fact that when she moves on, who does she pick? She picks a toxic guy, because women crave that emotional high. Never be the first guy who treats a woman right, guys. Not only will you pay for her and her past partner's decisions, but she'll look for the slightest reason to castrate you. Your best will never be good enough.
There are some ways that I try to inconvenience men in my daily life. And before people comment that I'm a man-hating woman and this is why men don't like me and are mean to me and this is why men hate women, it's actually not why. Because I tried to be nice to men and I tried to make them understand how their actions have consequences, and it didn't work. So now I'm treating them the way they treat everyone else. The first one's very simple, and I've heard people talking about this on TikTok, and I think it's so important as a woman to start doing this for yourself and for society at large, especially if you live in a walkable city or if you're in a crowded place like an airport. You have to watch where you're going, move out of people's way. In my experience, men don't tend to do that, especially if they're walking in groups. They expect you to move out of their way, and if they're on their phone, they're not looking because they expect everyone to move out of their way. And so I don't do that anymore. Instead, I walk as straight as possible if I think that a man is going to run into me. And if he doesn't move out of the way at the last minute and runs into me, I glare at him, because I think they learn. They have to learn. The next one is actually more of a movement that I'm starting with a hashtag and everything. Like, it's 2016. Like, I'm serious about this. And it's man spread back. I live in New York, so I take public transportation every single day. And I have started to notice how men sit versus how women sit on public transportation. And I'll give you an example of each. Typically, women are trying to put their legs together to make themselves smaller, their bags are on their lap, to let other people sit down, right? Because it's a public space for everyone. More often than not, when a man is sitting down on public transportation or anywhere else, he's sitting like this, at least like this. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes there's a bag next to him. Either way, he's not thinking about how much space he's taking up because he's never been told he's had to. That's why if a man is man-spreading next to me on the subway, get one of these, I put my knee over his leg. Oh yeah, two can play at that game. Two can play at that game. And there's a heel on my boot, so I would watch out. The last one I have for you today, like the rest, very simple, but incredibly effective. And that's just reminding men how loud they're being. Again, often something they don't think about because they've never had to, but they often should. Just last night, I was walking with my friend, leaving a concert, and there was a group of guys behind us that was yelling so loud, like for no reason. Like they were walking in a line right next to each other, and one of them was just screaming because he didn't feel like he had to be ashamed of what he had to say. Isn't that crazy? So I often in this situation will tell men, we're right here. That's a good one. Or, let's take it down a notch. So let me know if there's any I should add to my list, and let me know if you try any of these and how it feels.
How to find a man that pays. Step 1. Please be presentable. If we're looking for the money, we have to actually look like money. Whatever must be done, get it done. Hair, nails, make sure you have that shit on. I need my girls to look presentable. Step 2. Let's go somewhere nice. A country club, a restaurant, a bar, hell, even the grocery store. I need you to go somewhere pleasant. And you must do this alone. If you have a friend or friends with you, this will lessen your chances to find the man that pays. They may never approach, or you may not be the one they pick. So be grown and go solo. Step 3. Be approachable. Please don't be on your phone. Please make sure you have good posture. And make sure you appear welcoming. A nice smile usually does the trick. Be polite and nice to whoever approaches you, even if you don't want them. The man that pays is always watching. Happy hunting, or should I say, happy praying.
Dating be damned, and woe unto the man that leads with his heart nowadays. Gentlemen, understand that whilst you might be in the game of love, it's Pay My Bills Incorporated to these women. This is not hyperbole. These women will literally wake up in the morning, dress themselves to the nines, and go to high-end establishments in the hopes of bumping into that successful Bitcoin millionaire. That's it. That's all there is to it. And if they don't bump into Jamal, who's just signed up with the Lakers, they'll assess the opportunity cost. So at the end of the day, if they can get to claim you and get you to pay for her lifestyle, mind you, whilst waiting for the next big fish, she won't think twice. As I said, this is a business. Love doesn't live here. The Red Pill and Manosphere community might be riddled with controversy, most of which is well deserved, but fundamentally, its teachings ain't wrong. Why do you think coaches torture their players with lectures on places not to be, signs and red flags to look out for? They know that these women are heartless sharks, parasites looking for a host. Love ain't what it used to be. Women know, guys. Women know that men are the hopeless romantic gender, all schmoopy and such. These streets are cold, guys, and you will be skewered if you don't reciprocate the energy. Alrighty everyone, don't forget to like and comment and hit that notification bell. I'll see you next time.
Can someone explain why the gender roles for women and expectations have stayed the same, and for men they've decreased? Like, my grandpa built my grandma a house with his bare hands, and my ex couldn't even hang up a picture frame without hiring a TaskRabbit.